do a very short lesson on the pentatonic scale once again, but this time we're going to attack the middle of the scale. The middle of the home position pentatonic scale is where you can start if you want to learn how to improvise properly, because the middle of the scale is the perfect area for you to get used to the construction of the scale, because it contains both fingerings, that being the 1 and 3 fingering and the 1 and 4 fingering. We're going to deal with just 3 strings today, and we're going to be in 5th position in A minor pentatonic. We're going to use the notes G, A, C, D, and E and G. Set your amp to an overdrive setting with no effects. If you're used to using a lot of effects, which I tend to do, playing with the dry sound can be a little bit of a shock at first, and then you realize that it has a beauty all its own. The sound of the pick hitting the strings, or the sound of the amplifier being overdriven on certain harmonics that occur naturally in music, can be undesirable. We're going to work on articulation and cleanness in terms of playing. So when we play up these 6 notes, we're going to do a lot of muting. You can refer to my other videos on muting if you have not got the technique down. We play up our 6 notes, the G, A, C, D, E, G. So we've played 1 octave, G to G, but we are in A minor pentatonic. When you want to attack the middle of the scale, you, by taking only 3 strings, can concentrate on a very important area of that scale. One thing you could do, obviously, is to make it more interesting is to bend strings. And typically you're going to bend on 2 of those 3 strings. That would be string 3 and string 2. On string 3, you're going to bend on the 7th fret if you're playing in A minor in 5th position. Or you're going to the 2nd string, you're going to bend on the 8th fret. Now, when you get to that 2nd string, there are 2 ways you can bend that string. You can bend with your pinky, or you can bend with your 3rd finger, which I call cheating up. So you have those 2 options. There are times when you're going to have to use your pinky. It all depends on where you're going next. Remember that in music, what determines fingerings is where you're going next and where you're coming from. To add interest to this scale, I suggest slurring. Slurring meaning hammer-ons, pull-offs. That is the way you get around the scale and play quicker. Now, you can pick all the notes. You can be somewhat limited by the pentatonic scale, as you can see, especially when you're trying to pick every note, because there's 2 notes per string. When you have 3 notes per string, picking becomes easier because there's more of a rotation in terms of down and up picking. When you only have 2 strings, you're limited to just a down up. And remember, the root of the scale is going to be your 3rd finger on the 4th string. When we were in A minor, I started with G, resolving to A. That's the key. Okay, I'll be back next time for a lesson on the blues scale. We will add the blue note to this pattern, and we will spice the scale up even more. So have fun with this. It shouldn't take you too long if you're intermediate to advanced to get this attack process down, and it will spice up your solos, and it will strengthen your fingers, which is the goal of any kind of drill type practice. Like anything else, the more repetition you do, the better you will get. All right, we'll see you next time.